The quiet planet. 770 words. The alien fleet hovered above Earth, expecting nothing. They had destroyed Earth's outer colonies. The moon bases were gone. Mars settlements, crushed. They believed Earth would mourn in silence. Too broken, too scared to fight. Their commanders even joked, "Let Earth cry beneath our shadow." In the capital city, everything was quiet. No ships lifted off. No energy spikes. The skies were calm. Smoke from distant attacks still lingered in the upper atmosphere like a gray curtain. Earth looked defeated. But inside a forgotten underground base deep in the mountains, something stirred. Captain Dale, eyes focused and voice cold, stood in front of a massive screen. Around him, a room full of old soldiers and young volunteers waited. The air buzzed with quiet tension. These people were not broken. They were preparing. "They think we are mourning," Dale said. "They think Earth is finished." Silence. But today the sky changes. A soft hum began as power surged through systems that hadn't been used in years. Giant doors hidden inside mountain ridges began to slide open. Lights turned green. Across launch panels. Earth's forgotten defense project, Skyhammer Protocol, was waking up. No one outside the base knew about Skyhammer. It was Earth's last gift from a time when peace still had a price. Orbital stealth hangars, cloaked fighter fleets, and prototype ships hidden in Earth's upper atmosphere, all waiting for one order. Now the order had come. Above Earth, the alien commander, Rakal, watched through his ship's wide viewport. He saw nothing. No change. No movement. Earth was still. Then, it happened. One by one, specks of light began to appear above the planet. First 10, then 100, then thousands. They came from nowhere, rising like fireflies into the dark sky. "What is this?" Rakal barked. The sensors lit up. The alien screens turned red. Unregistered contacts. Origin, Earth. Composition, unknown. The sky had turned human. On Earth in the mountain base, Captain Dale smiled as he watched the feed. "Let them know," he said calmly. "We were never silent. We were waiting." The human ships, sleek, quiet, deadly, moved into formation above the planet. Each one bore no nation's flag, no symbols. Only one mark. A silver Earth encased in fire. Then came the first attack. A beam of energy cut through the alien front line. One of their ships exploded in silence, fire blooming in the void. The alien fleet reacted, panicked. They returned fire, but the human ships were fast, agile, angry. Inside the mountain, technicians cheered. Fighters in orbit locked onto targets. Earth, once quiet, was now alive. For years, Earth had watched its colonies fall. Now Earth was answering, with skies full of fire and steel. The silence was broken. The sky turns red. Panic spread across the alien fleet like wildfire. The ships that once hovered confidently over Earth's atmosphere were now surrounded. Human crafts flew like ghosts. No sound, no warning, just power. One after another, alien vessels began to fall. Some exploded in midair. Others lost control and burned through the atmosphere like dying stars. Inside the alien command ship, Commander Rakal's hands tightened around the edge of his console. His crew was shouting, reporting massive losses. He couldn't believe what he was seeing. These ships, where were they hiding? He demanded. No one had an answer. From orbit, the humans did not speak. No threats, no broadcasts, just silence and strikes. Captain Dale, watching the battle unfold from the command base, gave calm instructions. "Target only warships, leave the escape pods, let them run." It wasn't just about defense anymore, this was a message. For decades, Earth had been underestimated. While others expanded, Earth had prepared. They had buried their power, hidden their might in shadows and myths. No one expected humans to rise from silence. But now, the sky was theirs. In the eastern quadrant, a squadron of Earth's experimental fighters, sleek, black ships with curved wings, sliced through a group of alien bombers. The human pilots didn't even speak to each other. Their ships were connected by thought link, reacting as one mind. One alien destroyer tried to escape. It didn't make it far. A flash of blue energy caught it mid-turn, splitting the hull. The pieces spun into the atmosphere, glowing red as they fell to Earth. From the mountains to the cities, people looked up, and for the first time in weeks they didn't feel fear. They felt hope. In an underground shelter, a young girl clutched her grandfather's hand. She pointed at the flashes in the sky. "Grandpa, are those our ships?" He looked up, eyes full of quiet pride. "Yes, child. That's Earth." In space, the human flagship broke formation. It wasn't the biggest ship, but it was the oldest, the first to be built during the Earth Defense Initiative. It bore scars from old battles and upgrades from forgotten wars. Its name was carved into the side in silver letters, Silent Thunder. Now it wasn't silent anymore. The flagship fired a wide-beam EMP burst across space. The alien ships flickered. Their systems went offline for seconds. Enough for human squadrons to finish them off. Commander Rekal knew now they had made a mistake. They expected Earth to mourn quietly, but Earth had chosen vengeance. Controlled, precise, unstoppable. Rekal gave the order to retreat, but it was too late. The sky belonged to humans now. Retreat wasn't an option, Commander Rekal shouted over the alarms. Fall back. Get us. Out of Earth's gravity. The alien command ship began to turn, but the human forces were already surrounding it. Dozens of smaller human ships created a net, tight, unbreakable. The alien fleet had walked into a trap without knowing it. Across Earth's upper atmosphere, human ships moved like lightning. Every movement was planned, every blast intentional. It wasn't a random fight. It was revenge sharpened into strategy. From the mountain base, Captain Dale watched the alien fleet scatter like frightened birds. He leaned over the communication console. "Channel open?" "Yes, sir," a technician replied. Dale nodded. "Broadcast this message to all surviving alien vessels." The technician clicked a button and Dale's voice echoed across every alien speaker. "This is Earth Command. You brought fire to our colonies. You thought we would stay silent. You were wrong. Leave now and never return." The message was short, cold, final. Inside Rekal's ship, the crew froze as Dale's voice echoed in their ears. They weren't used to threats. They were used to power, to crushing resistance. But now, that power belonged to humans. "We're losing ships on every flank," one alien shouted. "Where are their reinforcements even coming from?" another yelled. "There's no record of Earth having this many vessels." Rekal clenched his fists. They were hiding them. All these years they were waiting for this. Meanwhile, in low orbit, the human ship Silent Thunder launched a swarm of autonomous drones. They were fast, small, and lethal. Each drone moved independently, targeting weak points in the enemy armor with ruthless precision. Alien destroyers that tried to retreat were caught by the drones and blown apart mid-flight. In one part of space, a lone alien cruiser managed to break through the human net. It pushed its engines to the limit, trying to escape Earth's reach, but it didn't get far. A long, sleek human cruiser silently emerged from behind a nearby moon. It hadn't been part of the battle until now. One shot, the alien cruiser was gone. From that point on, the alien fleet didn't try to fight back. They ran. But even as they ran, Earth's presence followed them. Every escape path was blocked. Every attempt at communication was jammed. It was like Earth had been watching them the whole time, waiting for this exact moment. Earth, once the quiet planet, had turned into a storm. Back on the ground, cities that had been dark for days lit up with cheers. People came out of shelters. Families hugged. The fear that had covered the planet like a heavy blanket was lifting. But Captain Dale knew better. This wasn't the end. He turned to his second-in-command. "How many ships are we tracking trying to escape the solar system?" 14, sir." "Don't let them go." "Yes, sir." And just like that, Earth made sure no witness would ever return with warnings. They had warned the galaxy once before. Now they were showing what silence had bought them. No escape, no mercy. The 14 alien ships trying to escape were the last of the once mighty fleet. Each one raced toward the edge of Earth's solar system, hoping for speed, hoping to survive long enough to warn others. Their engines burned hot, pushing limits. But it didn't matter. Earth had already predicted this. In deep orbit, hidden near the asteroid belt, 3 human interceptor ships activated. They had been stationed there for months, waiting for this moment. Their orders were simple: no survivors. The lead interceptor, named Iron Wind, launched afterburners and locked onto the fleeing ships. A volley of missiles lit the dark void. 70. First alien ship exploded within seconds. Another turned to fight back, but it was a mistake. Iron Wind fired again, disabling its thrusters. The ship spun helplessly before crashing into a frozen asteroid. From the mountain base, Captain Dale watched the silent kill feed scroll across his screen. Intercept group reporting 5 ships. Down, sir? His comms officer said. Keep tracking the rest. Yes, sir. Dale knew this wasn't just a battle. It was a message. If even one alien ship escaped, the story would spread. Earth was dangerous. Earth was alive. Earth was angry. And this time, Earth wouldn't be forgiving. In the command ship of the retreating alien force, panic had turned into fear. Commander Rakal sat in silence, watching his navigation screen go dark as ships disappeared one by one. He never expected this. Earth had been classified as low threat, a backwater, a planet of grieving survivors. Instead, it had become a fortress, a trap, a beast sleeping under ashes. One of his officers whispered, "They're not chasing us to win. They're chasing us to erase us." Rakal slowly stood up, his voice was low. "Then we make one last move." He ordered his ship to reverse course. If they were going to die, he would take something with him. But as the alien vessel turned around, heading back toward Earth, something huge blocked their path. A human ship. It was different from the others, larger, heavier, older. The alien sensors struggled to scan it. It had thick armor and energy shields running deeper than standard warships. Its engines didn't glow. Its weapons were hidden, but it felt ancient and angry. Its name appeared on Rakal's screen in bold letters. Earth's memory, Rakal, had never heard of it. But he understood the meaning. It wasn't just a ship. It was a symbol. He gave the order to fire. Every gun on his ship opened up. But before the blasts could land, Earth's memory released a shockwave of invisible force. A gravity weapon, something the aliens didn't believe humans had mastered. Their ship cracked from the pressure. Rakal didn't have time to scream. The screen went dark. In the skies above Earth, the last of the alien ships were gone. Burned. Broken, buried, Earth had spoken. From the mountain command base, Dale finally stood back from the console. Around him, everyone was quiet. There were no cheers this time, only a deep, powerful silence. "We're not the same planet anymore," he said softly. "The galaxy will remember this day." He turned to his officer. "Send the final code to all human outposts. 3 words. The officer nodded. "Which words, sir?" Dale answered. "Skies are ours." And across every human colony, from icy moons to orbiting cities, those words echoed. Earth wasn't quiet now. It was everywhere. The Council watches in fear, far from Earth. Deep in the galactic core, the High Council gathered in its grand chamber. Alien species from across the galaxy sat in silence. 12 different worlds, 12 different empires, all staring at the same thing. A live transmission. It showed Earth, or what was left of the alien fleet above Earth. Burning wreckage floated in orbit, blackened ships, no survivors. The transmission came from an emergency beacon, one of the last signals before the Earth forces destroyed the retreating ships. The Council members stared in disbelief. "This cannot be Earth," one ambassador whispered. This was supposed to be a broken planet." Another counselor tapped the table with trembling fingers. Their weapons are too advanced. Their formations, too precise. This isn't defense. This is strategy. Earth didn't survive. It evolved. The head of the council, a towering being with 4 eyes and gold markings on his skin, stood slowly. We underestimated them. The chamber remained quiet. One counselor leaned forward. We classified them as passive, primitive, recovering from internal wars and colony loss. That was a mistake. Another nodded. They let us believe they were weak. But this was a trap designed over decades. They lured us in. Then came a second transmission. From Earth. Not a voice, not a message, just a signal. 3 words, encoded in every major galactic language. Skies are ours. The council chamber shook with quiet panic. They're claiming space. They're declaring dominance. They're not hiding anymore. One elder alien said what they all feared. If Earth owns the sky, what stops them from taking everything above it? Silence followed. Then the head of the council spoke. Again. We must decide. Do we isolate Earth, or prepare for war? But another voice, older and colder, spoke from the shadows of the room. No, the figure said. You don't prepare for war with Earth. You prepare for survival. Back on Earth, in a low-orbit station named Horizon Gate, Captain Dale stood with his team. Below them, Earth glowed in the darkness, quiet once again. But now, it was a quiet by choice. Human ships patrolled the atmosphere. Satellites were being repositioned. A vast defense grid powered by AI and old war tech now wrapped the planet like armor. All of it activated in under a day. And above, new human ships were being constructed in orbit. They weren't just rebuilding. They were expanding. One officer looked out the window and whispered, They know now. The whole galaxy saw what we did. Dale nodded. Good. Let them remember. He turned away, walking to the command center. Because we're not done. In deep space, beyond human territory, small fleets were already moving. Some came to ally with Earth. Some came to spy. Others came to prepare revenge. But Earth had already changed the rules. It was no longer the quiet planet. It was the planet that took the sky, and it wasn't giving it back. The fire beyond Earth. Weeks passed. The skies above Earth stayed calm, but the stars beyond began to stir. In sectors once claimed by the alien empire, human ships were now appearing. Not just military ones, scouts, engineers, builders. Earth wasn't waiting to be attacked again. It was spreading. In the remains of a ruined colony near Jupiter, a small group of survivors watched as sleek human vessels descended. They expected salvage crews or search teams. Instead, massive machines landed and began rebuilding the base. Humans weren't recovering. They were reclaiming. In the depths of space, a massive orbital station, once used by the alien fleet, was now dark and abandoned. Or so it seemed. From the shadows, a hidden probe broadcast a quiet signal. It reached a secret relay. That relay reached a quiet moon, orbiting a dead star. And there, inside a cold metal fortress, a figure stirred. His name was Commander Varn, a rival leader of the Empire, one who had watched from a distance as Rekal and his fleet attacked Earth. Varn had disagreed with the strategy. He had warned them, but no one listened. Now he was the only one left. He played Earth's final message again. Skies are ours. He didn't speak for a long time. Then he turned to his AI assistant. Activate Project Dusk. The AI replied. That protocol was banned by the Council. I'm not asking for permission. Meanwhile, on Earth, Horizon Gate, the orbital station, was now a city in space. Thousands of workers, engineers, and soldiers moved through its massive halls. New ships were being built, larger, smarter, deadlier. In the command deck, Captain Dale reviewed a new message. Sir, an officer said, we've picked up activity near the outer systems. Not from the Empire. Something darker. Dale looked at the map. It was a red zone, one marked off limits even before the war. Show me. The screen zoomed in. An object had moved through the darkness at impossible speed. It wasn't alien. It wasn't human, it was old. Any transmissions? Dale asked. Just one, the officer replied. Same signal, repeated in binary. One word. Vengeance. Dale narrowed his eyes. Prepare the fleets. But sir, we don't know what it is. He looked out the window where Earth floated peacefully beneath the stars. We didn't know what they were either, he said, and we handled that. In the Council's hidden core, panic was growing. They had not only lost the war, they had unleashed something. Earth had survived their worst. Now Earth was doing the unthinkable. It was reaching for the galaxy itself. But darker things had begun to wake. Things that remembered the old wars. Things that feared only one name now. Humanity. The sky was just the beginning. The stars above Earth glittered with new purpose. Once symbols of unreachable dreams, they were now stepping stones. Every colony rebuilt, every orbit stabilized. Human flags planted not for pride, but for warning. Earth was not rising. Earth was ascending. On the edge of known space, deep inside a red nebula, the remnants of Commander Varn's secret faction gathered. Cloaked ships floated silently, surrounded by ancient ruins from a long-dead race. Varn stood before his officers, a cold fire in his eyes. The Council is weak. The Empire is gone. Earth took everything in silence. And now they're coming for the stars. One of his lieutenants asked, "What will we do?" Varn's voice was low. "We'll do what they did. We'll prepare." He turned to a cryochamber behind him. Inside floated a strange figure, part machine, part life form, encased in thick blue mist. "Awaken the sleeper," Varn ordered. "The war isn't over." Back on Earth, Captain Dale walked through the highest deck of Horizon Gate. It was no longer a station. It had become a command citadel, the heart of Earth's new reach. Behind him, dozens of officers coordinated fleets across distant systems, patrols, mining ships, new colonies. The sky was just the first layer of Earth's control. An officer approached. "Sir, we've received a message from one of our listening probes near the dead zone." Dale raised an eyebrow. "Another one?" "Yes. And sir, it's not from the Empire. It's older. It's a voice transmission. One word." He opened the message. A distorted, deep voice echoed through the command deck. Human. That was all. No threat. No origin. Just acknowledgement. Like something had noticed them. Dale stared at the stars. "How many civilizations did we wake when we took back the sky?" The officer hesitated. "We're still counting." Across the galaxy, things shifted. Old machines reactivated. Forgotten warning systems blinked red. Civilizations that once ruled from shadow stirred again, sensing the rise of something different. A species that had mastered silence and turned grief into strength. Humans had never claimed dominance by shouting, they waited, and when the sky turned against them, they didn't scream, they answered. Now, their ships filled the void. Their signals crossed into forbidden systems. Their name echoed in old languages. Some feared them, others hated them, but no one could ignore them. From the moon's surface, a child looked up at the stars through a glass dome. She pointed at a bright dot moving across the sky. "Papa, is that Earth's ship?" Her father nodded. "Yes, it is." "Where's it going?" He smiled quietly. "Where no one else dared to go." Earth had been quiet. Then Earth took the sky. Now Earth was reaching the stars, and the galaxy would never be the same again.